And I hope you have a nice evening. Any questions? I would say we will take it after Mr. Sule's presentation. But I will say bye after showing you this small video.
Operational information. It used to be so scarce. It was difficult and expensive to collect. It was never up to date and slow to process. Today's digital enterprises have the opposite problem. They are deluged with information, from internal systems to the Internet of Things. And with in-memory computing, it can be processed at lightning speed. Take this field engineer. For a small investment, his employer can receive live information on where he is, the time he's taking on each job, the inventory in his van, and even the battery life of his tools. So a single engineer can create a vast amount of information. Just think how much information a global operation can generate. But what's the point of generating all this information if it doesn't tell you anything? The information needs to be analyzed and exploited so that it changes the way you think, so that it changes the way you work, so that it makes your organization stand out. It's a tough challenge, and it's one that's faced by any modern digital enterprise. But Fujitsu can help. We can help because we understand data capture and business networks, SAP systems, people, and processes. And we combine this know-how to create industrial IoT solutions we call Fujitsu Connected Enterprise. It's a service offering that can transform your asset management, your manufacturing, and your operations, improving effectiveness, lowering structured costs, changing the user and customer experience. It's an offering that will accelerate the creation of agile, service-oriented business models, opening up new revenue streams and improving competitiveness. Of course, we can implement smart devices, wearables, head-mounted displays, high-tech drones. But the real secret behind the success of Fujitsu's Connected Enterprise is a consultative approach based on business knowledge. We understand your objectives. We can define the information you'll need. We develop an innovative end-to-end solution integrated with your SAP system that smartly connects people, things, data, and business networks so that you receive a wealth of focused, real-time information automatically enabling you to make the decisions that will transform your business. Fujitsu Connected Enterprise, harnessing the power of information to give your organization a unique advantage.
Thank you. Thanks for your patience. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Mohan. Our second session is in track 3 is Digitize Your Past and Future. Our speaker for this session has over 28 years of industry and service experience. He has worked with Fortune 100 clients in the USA, Europe, Asia, and Japan. He has driven IT transformation and digital strategies around consult, design, build, operate, and run for MNCs. Currently, he is Head of Business and Application Services for Fujitsu in India. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Ninad Sule.
Good evening. Am I audible? Yes. Okay. So I thank you, Mohan, for a very exciting introduction to the topic. The topic, digital itself, has been spoken since morning. And I know that you guys must be listening the same thing again and again. And in the morning session, Andy was sharing a lot of international experience which Fujitsu has in the digital transformation world. I'm going to share more of my actual experience with the Indian customers right here happening in front of us. Before I do that, I want to just take you in time. I mean, I still remember during my young days, right outside my house, the street lamp, was lit with an oil lamp. And I was extremely small at that moment of the time. Between then and now, the LED light, the evolution that has happened, has been really a big change that has happened right in front of us. And I can tell you, still, if you go in Kerala and down south, in the temples, you will still see the oil lamp there. So there won't be a digital transformation everywhere. So you'll have to apply the context to it and still respect our values and cultures that we have. So the oil lamps has its importance. Whatever the technology we use has its context and importance. Another example, I was in US and I was telling a customer, you're using a mainframe, it's a legacy system. How can I change it to the recent, more modern ones? And I was butchered. And I was told to correct my English, and I told them, I was told, don't use legacy. Mainframe is not legacy. It's a strategic approach to the company, and we are going to continue the mainframes even for the next 20 years. And you are aware, we saw the evolution of Y2K when we thought that the mainframes will be shut down. We were all proved wrong, they still run. So the first point that I want to draw your attention to you, yes, the transformation is happening, yes, digital is happening, but we'll have to apply the context and the business case behind it. The next one, if you see the steam engines, how many have been fortunate to travel in a coal steam engine? How many? Can you just raise your hands? Wow, many like me. And I still remember I took a train and I was in the first compartment and I almost got burnt, because the smoke that comes with it, and you really got burned. But it was exciting. Now when I tell my daughter that there used to be some kind of this machine, and she laughs at me, Papa, you're joking. Now we talk about flying trains. How many have been fortunate to travel in the TGV or the bullet train that exists in Japan or in Europe? Anyone? And that's quite an experience. I never could believe that sitting in a train, I could never experience the speed. Only when the train passes off through a highway, I realized that the highway and the cars are already going at 130 and 150 and 160, and the train just zips past, and the cars are far behind. So this is happening right here. And in India, as you know, we are trying the first train made in Spain. Hopefully, we are going to see all of these things happening right here. What is there behind each of these? And the last one is a flying train. I guess for India, it will take us some time to see a flying train. A flying train almost flies at the same speed of an aircraft, and it's just going to come, maybe even faster. So each evolution has taken a few years in the past, but the next cycles are pretty fast. At the core of it is the digital transformation. You need the electronics, you need the computers, you need all the gadgets which Mohan has introduced. I was talking to my uncle yesterday. He's a pilot. He was a pilot with Indian Airlines, now called Air India. And we were discussing this digital transformation technology. And he was telling us, nowadays, in his days, he used to fly Dakotas. And there was no air pressure automation at that moment of time. You had to fly at 12,000 feet and below. And you need to do a visual landing. And you have to do everything is visual. There are no electronics, hardly anything. It's all communication stuff. Look in the roads and then land. And I actually have been fortunate to even fly a Dakota. It goes around, takes 2-3 circles on a runway, and takes its own judgment. And fortunately, you come on the ground. But now, if you have flown Airbus 380, I do not know anybody who has flown 380. Airbus 380, you must fly. You must experience it. It's fantastic. You hardly come to know whether the aircraft is taking off. You hardly come to know whether the aircraft is landing. You hardly can feel any vibration. Then if you see, and if you're lucky, because I was lucky to go to the cockpit and see what is this pilot doing, the guy was almost sleeping. He's not required. Everything is on touch of buttons. The aircraft automatically even takes off, and it automatically lands. Completely automated now. Of course, in India, that instrument landing is still to come. The last final approach is still manual. But what I'm saying to say is the digital transformation is out right here in front of us. It's for us to take that opportunity and take it forward, but please apply it to the context. Let me just move on to the next topic that I want to introduce. The red line is more of the current impact onto our life cycle. The work life cycle, if you have to say, with all this digital and gadgets coming us, if you see the gray line is a typical old model. So what it is trying to say is, I still remember what some few 10, 15 years ago, or in a little bit more, 20 years ago, I used to go and drop my daughter to the school, and it was a great private moment for me. And in the evening, when everybody came together, there were no televisions that time, and we used to listen to the radio still on those days, with my dad, granddad, grandmother, and there was not a single meal was complete until everybody was around. What is happening today? I think everybody has a TV in their bedroom, somewhere else, somebody is on mobiles, tablets, complete social disintegration, I would say. Pardon me for using a very disruptive word, but I really want to drive home the message that it is entering into our private lives. I do not know where it will take us. Husband, wife would be texting to each other. They would be hardly talking. And I do not know where it is taking this life to. So again, working models of the past, versus present. And nowadays we talk about any device, any location, any time. I don't know whether in the future whether we need any office. Nowadays the factories are automated with robotics. In the olden days, there were so many human beings. I've seen the textile evolution, automotive evolution. One shift, second shift, third shift, and thousands of people used to come out. But now I do not know whether we need anybody to go to the office. At the click of the button, things will happen. MRP run will happen. Made to order, made to stock, just in time. It's just a matter of pushing buttons. This is where we are, and this is where we are going. But at the same time, a caution: ensure the work-life balance is looked into it and have a quality life as well. The next one, we are all getting wired. I mean, even in today's newspaper, if you have read, there are two examples in Times of India today. One is that there are sensors being put in your body to monitor whether your sugar levels are good or bad, whether your blood pressure is good or bad, and then the message is going to your general practitioner, and then if you're using a Fitbit or whatever, it potentially would advise you what you're supposed to do next. This technology is intruding into you. You are wired. You are becoming digital. You're hardly a human being now. You are almost a robo. You're tending towards being a robo. A time will come, we'll forget what you're supposed to have medicine morning, afternoon, night. At night, you will rely on the technology. The second, again in today's Times of India, if you see, they're connecting gadgets to your car. What is that gadget doing? What are the sensors doing? They are watching your driving skills and how you drive the car, how many times you're braking, how many times you're accelerating, and how soon your brake pads are going to get worn out, which means the impact is there on the insurance company. So your insurance is going to be computed based on the real-time data that is being processed in these automobiles. So this is really what is happening. The example on the top left screen, a guy lying down on the floor, is actually a video, but I will not play it here now. This is about the integrated Fujitsu solution that we have. So Fitbit is great, but if it doesn't transform a business, it doesn't give a result, it's of no use. It just gets some numbers, and suppose your blood pressure is high, you don't know what to do, you might stop running, you might stop walking, or whatever you'll do. But we have a solution wherein the Fitbit is connected to your general practitioner, it is connected to your insurance plan, it is connected to the hospital. So if something is going wrong, there's a message that is going in to your doctor and to your hospital, and soon an ambulance will come. By the way, that ambulance will know which route to take based on the real-time traffic condition. So another key point that we are trying to introduce is not only there is data, not only there is information, it's not only hyper-connected, it's real-time, and it drives business results and business transformation. This is what we have in Fujitsu, one of the solutions to offer. Let's go on. I've already been talking about these things, and Mohan also introduced some of the key points of data privacy, security. It is going to impact in terms of standardization, bring your own device. A lot of these things are happening. What will happen to your legacy application? I have mentioned that. So if what is a key point over here is you'll have to do introspect to your context to see what are the easy wins for you to take the journey to your digital transformation. Let me move on. Again, a key word again I'm using here is if it is not an outcome-based, if it's just a data collection and no analytics real time, and if it's not driving results to you, this will not give you any value and it will fail. If you drive a digital transformation use case, unless you show the savings and the business case, and unless it drives automatically by itself, so one data point should trigger another data point, and it should trigger another action, and it should take you to another results. If this is not there, it will not work. Let me again now come to the main point of my sharing my experiences right here in India. I was, it's an old time serial, Surabhi. Anybody has watched Surabhi in the old times? Wow, impressive, really impressive. And I'm sure that you really appreciated that, I met Siddharth Kak some 2 years ago, and he told me, Ninad, I have these old tapes. In the old days, when you do a shooting, it's there in a digital analog tape. It's there. The tape has its own life, and cupboards. There were cupboards full of information lying there. And he was telling me, Ninad, what can technology do and help me? I don't understand technology anyway, so you are the guys. And I was wondering, what should we do? So the immediate response was, hey, digitize it. So he says, what does that mean? So I told him, you can convert it into a digital storage, you can store it in your computer, you can access it wherever you want. But again, that was not really exciting to him. So I thought further what to do with it, and we again discussed. And then he told me that he wants to build a virtual reality park right here in New Bombay. This is happening. Government has sanctioned a lot of money. So what will happen in the future? How many have been to Universal Studios in California? I do not know. So a few of them. So there a lot of movies are shot, and you can actually experience that stuff lying there. It could be a guy falling down from several feet, but actually the reality is the guy is just sitting there and the camera is actually moving up and down. So you really experience that moment. So Siddharth Kak is going to bring that kind of a virtual reality experience into digital world by taking you through like a ceremony, coronation of Shivaji. When was the first time this king came to India? What is the significance of gateway and all that stuff? So he's going to bring in all this through virtual reality. So that's really what is happening here in India. Then there was another company that I visited in Pune, in Chakhand, and they are into the die. They manufacture. They are 100% OEMs for Bajaj Auto. So the aluminum casting engine they manufacture, and there's a die. So die has, it keeps on punching it, and it has got a certain kind of a number of punches life. And obviously, after some time, the quality starts going down, and the business pain was how to reduce wastage, and how to improve efficiency, and how to improve the quality there. So we were trying now to build a POC for them, put either RFID, using barcode, using RFID, using cameras to scan it, that what is the accuracy of the production online real time. We're doing also another POC for Honda. They have an issue of tracking the raw material to the finished good. The chassis number and the engine number mismatch. They want to track it from start to end. We are doing this for them as of now. Another was very interesting. I would not like to name the company because it could be a challenge here. A simple tire manufacturing company. I was like surprised, and they told me, Ninad, I want to monitor the usage of the tire by my customers. I said, why do you want to do that? And he said, the cost of warranty is going high. And how can I bring my cost of warranty using Internet of Things, using the technology that you have? And now we are trying to do a POC over here. So we're going to select an RFID tag, put it on the tire, and give the real-time data, how many times the pressure of the tire is the right one, how many times the guy is driving the car where he should drive. And there are at least another 5-6 parameters by which this information is given. So next time when he goes for a replacement free of cost on the warranty, he is going to be possibly surprised. So this information is being picked up real time all the while. Smart buildings are happening, you're all aware. I was in Delhi and one of the customers was telling me, Ninad, my building is going to be completely digital, which means the lights are going to be switched on whenever there's somebody. If nobody is there, those lights will be switched off. The intensity has to be monitored according to the number of people around there. Air conditioning, the temperature is not actually measured at the grill level, which normally we do, but actually at the individual human level. And it has to be, they are looking at a 30% saving of energy. We call it the green project. And that's really another thing happening right here. Let me take another example of IMAX. In the olden days, there used to be 3 shows of a movie. The same digital tapes were sent to all around. And now, actually, there is no tapes that are going into any of the theaters. It's the digital content distribution that is happening. And that's the reason nowadays, like Sholay, you will not find 100 weeks, 200 weeks, Dulhania and all this stuff. I think within 1 month, a film disappears. The reason being that there are more than 4 or 5 shows, there are more than 3 or 4 screens going on, and the digital content is being distributed real time. And the information is being flashed real time, so if for some reason the movie is not doing well, it's kind of chucked out. So with that, I just want to take you to my last slide. Fujitsu has a lot of 100,000 IPs that what we have. We have Globe Ranger, a company that we acquired. It's asset management, real-time tracking. Use case is Lockheed Martin, the fighter planes that are there in US. So everything is tagged real time, and you can get the parts ordered real time. The system is doing it. You really don't need to plan minimum order levels, service history, nothing. Everything is done automated stuff. Even a procurement of a joystick, if it has to be ordered from Europe and it has to be followed from a certain path by air or by ship, it is tracked real time through the GIS system which we have. And next time when the aircraft is landing to whichever airport, the parts are delivered real time there. So these solutions are there with Fujitsu. And there are many other solutions. There are robotics, Palm Secure, you can see outside there into our ATMs being displayed there. There's right in the corner over here, what we have kept is connected cow, the last point that I would like to highlight. What we are doing in Japan is we are monitoring the movements of these cows and the temperature to improve the yield of the milk that we are looking at for the farmers, and also the health. So there are real-time data. A cow takes how many steps? So there's a pedometer that is being put on the cow. We know a normal cow walks so many steps, and if for reason the data is low, then we can predict that the cow is now going to fall sick. And hence, a proper action can be taken much before, and hence back to the yield discussion of the milk. So that's where I would stop.